Hey, what's happening? This is Tom, NerdRemix.com. I got a film for you today I've been wanting to get to. I've been very busy lately, haven't done many reviews, and I'm sorry. Let me start by apologizing for that. This film is directed by Scott Shermer, and the link was originally sent to me by the man, the myth, the legend, the Marv Blavelt from Muscle Wolf Productions, and I meant to get to it a couple weeks later. Kitsy, the amazing Kitsy Duncan, sent me a link to it as well. And this, like I said, directed by Scott Shermer. It's called Found. And wow, I'm sorry I waited to watch this because this was a fucking amazing film. It's about a bullied 12-year-old kid named Marty who finds out, spoiler alert, that his brother is a serial killer. Marty is played amazingly well by a great actor. This is an indie film that has a kid actor that can actually act, which is amazing. And Marty's played by Gavin Brown, a young man with a future if he decides to pursue this. His brother Steve is the killer, played by Ethan Philbeck, and he kind of reminded me in one of my, I think one of the best young actors in indie horror, and I haven't seen anything he's done in a while, is Noah Segan, and he really reminded me of Noah Segan in Dead Girl, and kind of he made this monstrous character kind of sympathetic, which really goes back to like Boris Karloff and Frankenstein, really, if you want to think about the sympathetic monsters in horror history. But Marty and his friend are working on a graphic novel. He's being bullied at school by a kid named Marcus, and things, like I said, he knows all his family's secrets, and things start to go downhill as he discovers his brother's a serial killer, and his brother discovers that he discovered that he's a serial killer, and things really go down from there. I don't want to give too much of the plot away, so I'm not going to get in too much of the plot because I'm definitely going to recommend this movie. But video store scene was really cool, made me kind of wax nostalgic for the old days of VHS and the curtained back room that is 18 and up. You know what I'm saying? Well, Marty tries to rent some movies for him and his buddy to watch, and Headless is not there. It must have been stolen. He finds it in his brother's video collection. And Headless, it turns out, well, first they watch a movie called Deep Dwellers, who features the amazing, as a victim, the amazing Angela motherfucking Denton, the Nerd Remix Horror Hottie of the Month from last month, and wow, she looks good in this, as she did as a Horror Hottie of the Month. Definitely look out for this girl. She's a killer, and she gets her head stomped in Deep Dwellers. And then in the movie Headless, she also makes another appearance as a victim, and more depravity is visited upon the amazing Miss Denton, as there's some titty hacking, some head cutting, and some eyeball fun that you have to see to be believed. And one of my current horror film crushes from the Psycho Street anthology, Bridget McCauley, also has a brief appearance as a victim in Headless, the movie within a movie, which, if anybody wants to make a feature-length movie of Headless, fucking do it, man. I'd watch it. I'd watch that shit all day. Anyway, moving on to the story, like I said, there's a lot of cool references in here in the kids' rooms. It kind of reminded me of my room as a teenager. You saw a vintage black metal Venom poster in there. You saw posters for Come, which featured Marv Blavelt. Drew Baldock's amazing The Taint. There's a big poster for that. There's a Psycho Street poster. You can see a Street Trash poster. Black Roses, Without Warning, Deadly Spawn. I think I even saw an X-Files poster in the garage. So very cool on that. Kudos. You know what? I did that in my short film. Where'd you guys get the idea? Nah, just joking. Anyhow, Kitsy Duncan, the amazing Kitsy Duncan. Every time you see her on screen, she steals the scene, and she's the only person you want to watch. She has a brief appearance as a mother at a church function her kid literally gets the shit kicked out of him by Marty, played by Gavin Brown again. And very cool there. Like I said, this movie is very emotionally wrenching, very cool in the way it paces itself, and it draws Marty further into Steve's world of, demented, violence and depravity, and, everything that goes along with it. He kind of turns the tables on his abusers and becomes the thing that he was fighting against the most. So it's kind of a really cool dichotomy that goes on in this film, kind of a really cool transformation, and it reminded me really, like I mentioned Dead Girl earlier, kind of mixed that with a little bit of River's Edge, which I think was a very cool film. Not a lot of people have seen it, and Let the Right One In. in a way, and that is a kid that knows the secret, and the person whose secret he knows that he knows the secret, and he's trying to keep the secret from other people. Wrap your head around that, and this movie does it masterfully. For an indie feature, there is nothing wrong technically with this film. And like I said, all the performances were amazing, particularly Phyllis Monroe as the mother, and like I said, the two male protagonists, Gavin Brown and Ethan Philbeck. Definitely check out what these guys got next, because they kicked ass in this movie. And Scott Sherman just shows a deft hand at directing a very psychological thriller horror film, truly of the human horror in this. And there's tons of political subtext that I think I would give too many plot points away if I tried to get into, but it's not dumbed down for the viewer at all. So definitely Found is probably one of the best indie horror features I've seen in the last 5 years, and I've been throwing a lot of 10 out of 10s around lately, but this is probably an 11 out of 10. This is an amazing film, and I can't wait for everyone to see it, and I hope there's a freaking bidding war over the distribution rights of this movie, and I hope somebody makes a whole shit ton of money off it, because that is what should happen. And Midwest horror representing in this motherfucker, these guys kicked this ass. Found is an amazing film, and I'm definitely a fan, so check it out. It's called Found, and I can't give it any higher of a rating than 10 out of 10. It would be ridiculous. I would be too Spinal Tap-ish if I gave it an 11, but these go to 11, and Found is a 10 out of 10. So I'm Tom. Support independent cinema like Found, because this is definitely a movie you need to get behind. Get behind it now, and then you can be the hipster that says, yeah, I was into Found before it was even distributed. So check it out when it comes out, and sit back and enjoy the ride, man. 10 out of 10, Found. I'm Tom, NerdRemix.com. Thanks.
Huge cloud of shit. Wow. God, I think I smell it. Come on, let's go.